Close Look is brought to you by Applewood Kia. Two locations in Surrey and Langley. Applewood Kia.
Brighton College.
Park Avenue West. In Surrey. parkavenueliving.ca.
Your work always tells a story. Let's have a close look.
Hey, Close Look TV, this is Nathan Furtado here with Strip the Silence. Guys, I think the last time I saw you was at like a rec center and old people were trying to shut us down.
Yeah, that's right. We started playing too loud and old people came in and tell us to stop. We're like, what the heck, man?
Oh, yeah. I wasn't even there for that.
You were there.
I don't know. I found that was quite terrifying, actually. Like, old people came out of nowhere and they were just like, it wasn't even like, could you please? It was like, no! So, like, talk to me.
I'm pretty sure we turned it up as well.
Yeah.
I remember telling you to turn it up because I was mad because I was working sound for that festival. And I was like, hey, guys, up. So talk to me. What have you been doing since then?
Making music and playing shows.
Nice.
Yeah, pretty much after that, we pretty much kind of took a hiatus and we wrote an album. So we put out an album back 3 months ago now. 3 months ago. July 22nd. Yeah. Let's say 4 months. How was that at math?
Oh, so a summer ago.
Yeah.
You guys have a couple singles off of that. I saw you guys were also filming a music video. Talk to me a bit about that.
Yeah, we filmed it with Cloud9 93 and some of our friends in there, Marcus Vandenberg, and we filmed it at Blue Frog Studios. And it turned out great. It's our first music video as a band, so we're really happy with it. So go check those guys out. They're really good. I already said that.
On like, so in the music video, I'm assuming all of you got even airplay, or, you know, did you assume some of your faces were just not fit to air, or some of your faces just got too much face time? Like, at the end of the day, did you see the face, like, did you see the tape and go, what the heck? Like, I only got 15 seconds.
Yeah, there's tons of that. We're like, yeah.
Sure. I only have like, me and the bassist, we only have like half a second each of our time.
Yeah.
It's close to.
Because this kid,
Yeah, they told me I'm too handsome, so they had to cut mine down. Like, oh, we have to let these guys.
You're on the most.
I had way more even, but they're like, dude, we have to let in these guys a bit, so we cut down. We have to have an equal amount of each race in every single part of the video. Otherwise, it could be really bad.
So it was like, probably like what? 50% these guys, 40% Chris.
No, we do live in a multicultural city of Vancouver.
I'm just assuming the way it goes, and I've seen the video myself, but like, for those of you out there, it goes vocals, 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 solo, vocals out. that's the whole thing.
Yeah, we saw the music video, like, where's the guitar solo?
I'm sorry, there's a fill.
Where's my
and then the only reason these two guys is because we had to pan from the drummer back to the vocalist.
Get out of the way, play my drum fill. What are you doing?
That's pretty much it.
Following the camera, like trying to
Come in. They were actually, like, Jacob would be here and they'd film over him. Over to the other side.
ceiling shot.
That's a very apt description.
What do you guys have coming? What do you guys have coming up in the future after this?
We have, I guess, a few shows in the new year we're planning. Hopefully some nice downtown shows, a bit bigger than what we've done before. And I guess we'll still be writing music too, and always writing music all the time. Trying to get maybe another EP out in the next little while, but that's not decided yet, but maybe. A little
Just
while,
a
maybe.
tad.
I'll get back to you in about 2 years. We have like 2 songs written.
We'll talk about this again. Coming soon. This setup is ridiculous. Tell me a bit about your studio space here and everything that's been configured here, because we were walking around and like, first of all, like your inspiration out in that hallway is fantastic.
Oh, that's on old records.
That's fantastic. Yeah, but even like there's the Dream Theater self-titled album out there. You've got like Permanent Waves, 2112.
Yep.
Like an old Supertramp album.
Crime of the Century.
Yeah. I saw like a Call of Duty EP from like Free Record Day. Yeah. Interesting stuff. But tell me about maybe a bit of the setup that you've got going on here. And I noticed that you even have like a plug-in off to the sidewall there. So what's the whole setup about?
This guy.
Well, I ended up going to Nimbus School of Recording Arts with Karin here, and so once I graduated, me and my family ended up moving in this house, and it had a basement suite. So there's this room, which is kind of dedicated to the live room now, and then over there on the other side of the bathroom is the control room with the computer. So we ended up putting cable ties between the 2 rooms. We have a vocal booth in there, and then all the instruments kind of just are strewn throughout here.
Do you ever get locked into that vocal room? Like, do they ever have enough of you?
Yeah, not yet. Only when he's really off, when he's saying like, "Get in that room right now, just go away." It's like you really suck.
I'm just assuming like that's just you're flat today.
Yeah,
the
literally,
room.
Yeah, in the room. Until it's better.
Can you hear me yet? Yes.
That's literally what it's like every practice.
I'm getting the sense that you're the latest member of this band.
Yes, I am.
Do you have to go through good? Do you have to go through any hazing rituals or pies to the face, candlelit ceremonies, sacrificial pizzas?
I've been in that room more times than I can count, actually.
Your next video is just a montage of him being shoved into the room. Just
Over and over again.
6 minutes of nothing but.
That's it.
All right. You guys got some upcoming shows in the new year. You've got some writing, some jamming, some stuff to do. We saw a bit of that. It was hecka impressive.
Thank you.
Not allowed to say other words on TV, apparently, so hecka is as good as we get here. I know, right? I noticed that you moved to an electronic kit for this space, which is pretty interesting. The rest of you guys get to play on whatever you want, which is pretty sweet. Talk to me a bit about your inspirations, about what drives you to do what you do.
I guess to say what drives us to what we do is we literally just want to make music just because we can and we want to. We don't really say we're out there just because we want to be famous or we want to make money. Obviously, those things are nice, but literally we do it just because we have fun doing it and we just want to tour the world, starting from out here. So literally, we just practice here every week, and we just want to make. We're fairly new on the scene in terms of the of playing the downtown market and stuff like that. So that's all we just literally want to keep playing shows, and we're all fairly young guys. So even if it takes 7-8 years, who cares? Won't be 30 yet. Touring the world. We're okay with that. Yeah, pretty much. I'll be banging on drumsticks with like a cane if I have to. Like,
Nice.
Yeah.
Cane sticks.
Yeah, cane sticks. That's gonna be my solo record. Cane sticks.
Nailed it.
When I'm 65. Cane sticks.
Cane sticks.
Trying not to-
Trademark that. Trademark that.
literally,
Yeah, blur that bit out so that no one else can steal it.
Yeah.
We got this new product out. It's that's what it's gonna be.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. Can you please do that on our next record? Just have me like.
But make it ridiculously long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Well, now we're going to have to take that bit out.
Well, the whole thing's done now.
Way to go.
At Close Look TV, we're huge into talking to youth, talking to them about their inspirations, about stuff like that. And we also like hearing advice that artists, anyone really, can give back to youth who are kind of struggling a bit and having hardship in their lives and stuff. For people who want to pursue music but maybe aren't necessarily endorsed, either by like their role models, their parents, their families, or even like their friends and stuff, are like, you just stop. Like, what can you say to them to help encourage them continue what they're doing and continue following what they believe is just their passion and what they put their heart into?
That's a deep question. Ooh.
Oh, here we go.
Okay. Personally, for me, music's like been a lot. Like, you know, everyone goes through a rough time at points in their life. And for me, I used to live in South Africa, and when I moved to Canada about 4 years ago now, that was like a time where I didn't have any friends, anything, you know, like not even going to school. So, you know, music was a strong part of my life then. And so, like, for me, someone who, like, just music's always been part of my life, and I love it, and it's helped me a lot get through times. I would say, like, do whatever it takes, man. I mean, if you gotta sell some stuff just to get that, like, you know, scrappy guitar in, like, a pawn shop somewhere, like, if that's why you, like, if you really want that guitar, then, I mean, yeah, do what it takes. Like, pull out all stops, get that guitar, start playing. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're famous or not. Like, if you just play for the sake of playing, hey, man, it's better than nothing, right? So, yeah, for me personally, like, it's all about the music, like, not about the fame or anything. Just do it for the emotional part of the music, which is what I like. So, yeah, that's what I got to say about that.
There's a lot of other things that kids are doing these days that they shouldn't be doing, and music's a lot better than all that. So that's what I'll say. In my part, there's a lot of stupid things that kids do out there. So playing music, it's fun, especially when you play with your friends, right? All we do we don't go out and go do stupid things late at night. We just stay here till late at night and just make music. So we do stupid things later. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, guys. So I want to hear a bit about what got you started in that moment where you realized this is something that you kind of wanted to pursue, something that you wanted to do. We'll play musical chairs with a microphone, so we'll pass that thing around. And I just want to hear a bit about your story as to how you found inspiration in whatever instrument you're playing or whatever, you know, music you kind of became interested in.
Well, I started when I was about 10 on guitar because my dad played guitar and we had a few lying around the house. We have a few more now, but a few. There was more, or there was less back like then. 17. But that was around when I was 10, and then I took lessons for I think 3 years. Kind of got to that point where I didn't need lessons, went on my own, did 5 years of jazz band at St. Mary Secondary, and then that really helped my skill grow. And then I ended up finding Karin in jazz band, and Jacob was my friend's brother, and and then yeah, we all went to the same school, so that was good to kind of find. But yeah, I guess I've been playing. If I'm 20 now and I started when I was 10, so I've been playing for 10 years now, half my life, which is a long time, but every day I enjoy it, and it's fun because I can be loud. And especially with that guy. Yes.
I would say I started playing when I was about 13, which is kind of late. Most people get started a little bit early, but I was banging on pot lids since I was like 2 or 3. So my mom always told me that, yeah, you're going to be a drummer, because my dad was a musician in England back in the day, and he's literally doing the same thing I was doing right now. So music's always been in the house. But on my 12th or 13th birthday, he just bought me a drum kit, and it was like a cheapo, like $200-300, right? And he's just like, here, sit down. I'm like, okay. And he puts on some like song, I don't remember the song, and he's like, just play this. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, just listen to this and play it. I'm like, okay. like, you know, most people say, oh, here, I'm gonna book you in for lessons. No, just sit down, here's some sticks. They weren't even sticks, they were like wooden spoons. He's like, just play. I'm like, cool, thanks. Like, thanks, that's really cool. So yeah, so I just started, literally that's all I did. I never took any lessons or anything like that. It helped out the music's been in the house, but literally just started playing. And I wasn't supposed to go to Semi-Am Secondary or any of these guys. I was actually supposed to go to Sullivan Heights because this is my catchment area, legal, copyright, all that kind of stuff. That didn't happen. And yeah, I met Chris in jazz band. As you can see, you can tell when you look at us, we're like the best friends. Like you would imagine the brown guy from Surrey and the white guy from White Rock just becoming best friends just like that. Like, so obvious, right? So we both played in jazz band, and then we met Ulrich as we were walking out of the band room. Because I remember he playing one of our favorite Avenged Sevenfold songs. Me and Chris were like, what? And so that's how we got the African. And then my younger brother, he started singing. I'll let him tell his story. So then he joined our band. And then Jacob was the last and final member to the final piece to the puzzle, I would say.
All right. So
all started on Tinder.
Yeah. For me, I guess it started when my brother got Guitar Hero 3 for PlayStation 2, and I was like, "What is this?" So I started playing it. I was really bad and really like kind of disappointed in myself, my Guitar Hero abilities. But then like slowly I kind of like took the game away from my brother and just kept on playing it, and I was like, maybe I should play like real guitar, not this plastic thing with different colored buttons. Yeah. So I took lessons for about 2 years, and also I same with Guitar Hero. I started singing with the little mic on Guitar Hero, and my parents were like, "Hey, you should start going into vocal lessons." So I started there as well, and then through the band program at Todd's, that really helped me grow as a member of a band. And I played bass in concert bands, and trombone.
Our previous bassist was actually the one that was like being a student teacher while you were playing.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that's
Yeah.
true. I was playing in concert band, and the other bassist was kind of like teaching us. And then I met this kid in like grade 4 when he came to HG Thrift Elementary. HG Thrift.
I was a little kid and Jake was like, "Who's that?" I was like, "Hi, what's your name?"
So yeah, and I met Chris when how old were we?
I have a picture of us in my friend's basement with a Boba Fett gun and a blue lightsaber, and you're about this tall, and I'm like that tall.
I'm gonna see if I can find it.
And yeah, we'll find. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so funny.
And then I'm up on top, like behind a basketball hoop, and you had the ultimate bowl cut.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like shaved head.
Yeah. In
It was an interesting time.
in grade 2, with my mushroom cut, I sang TNT by AC/DC in front of the whole school for the talent show.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was a real thing. It really happened. It was pretty great.
So I started singing not really good at like the age of 2. I was horrible. I was like that type of stuff. But I never thought I would honestly be singing in a band. I was like the shyest kid ever. You can even ask Jacob in grade 4. Like I honestly just stared at him. I didn't even say anything. I was just like, hi. Yeah, I was a mute. I didn't know how to, like I was so scared. But then honestly, I was like, you know what? Singing in a band would be so cool, and it's something I'd really want to do. So I was just like, do you know what? I'm just gonna learn how to sing. I'm not gonna care what people think. I'm just gonna be myself, and that's how I kind of started. Like 3 years ago, I got lessons for like 6 months, and after that, I was like, do you know what? I'm not that scared anymore. I can do this. And yeah, so it kind of came along that way. And then over the years, I've met some of my best friends. He's my brother, obviously, so I've known him. Grade 4. Well, no, I didn't really talk to you until grade 5 when I got over like my scaredness of you. Yeah, I was just like, that kid looks really cool.
Were you
in
class grade 4?
No, I wasn't. That's probably why.
That's even weirder.
No, but I like saw him on the playground. I'm like, that kid looks really cool. He's got all the ladies. I just totally want to be friends with him. I was just like, I want to become friends with him. And then I met Chris through my brother, obviously, and then Ulrich here through them. We all went to the same high school, so it's kind of easy. So yeah.
Well, for me, I started playing guitar when I was about 5 years old. My parents bought me like a little ukulele, which was at that time the same size and proportion to what a real guitar is now. So yeah, started playing ukulele. One of my teachers at my school actually would show me basic stuff after class, and I lived in Fiji at that point, so I was like learning like the Fijian national anthem. Wow, great stuff. And I could play that at the age of 5. Yeah. So yeah, I played ukulele for like a few years until I was probably about 12. And then at some point in my life, my parents bought me like one of those little kits where you have a guitar and the amp and everything in one. So it's really horrible sounding, but at the time I thought it was the greatest thing ever. I was like, oh, I have an electric guitar, I'm gonna be like Eric Clapton. That never happened. Still hasn't happened. Yeah. So yeah, I just play guitar for the sake of playing it, like listening to old rock bands like Led Zeppelin and that. And my dad was always like joking around, being like, oh, one day you'll be in a rock band. And I just kind of thought it would never really happen. And lo and behold, it sort of did happen. When I met these guys, my best friend at school at Semi, we had in grade 11, we had a physics class together, and he was like, oh man, I'm in this band, and like we just kind of lost our like rhythm guitarist, and so we're like looking for someone else, like you should come over one day and, you know, just kind of play. So I was like, oh my goodness, this is amazing, because the band that he's in was playing at the school talent show, and I just saw them play, and I was like, wow, those guys are really awesome. Yeah, I was like, these guys are the bomb. Like, oh, if I could play for them one day, that'd be this. Like, I didn't even think it would happen.
So yes, we do recruit our fans into our band.
So I was just like, oh, like I would never be able to play for them. Like, they're so good. And then like 2 weeks later, the bassist at that time was like, hey, yeah, you want to come up for practice? I was like, hell yeah. And yeah, so I came over. I'm usually a very shy person, and so is Chris. So that was an interesting practice, because the bassist was kind of like talking, but yeah, it was me. Yeah, it was, but we kind of, I don't know, started talking, I guess, eventually.
It's like Anish in grade 4 and Jacob.
Yeah, and then I guess then I met the rest of the guys later on. So for me, yeah, that's how that happened. A long, slow journey, but really worth it at the end.
Don't end the conversation yet.
All right, you guys, you heard it from these guys. Follow your heart, do whatever it takes, and go to Boston Pizza. Their latest EP is Blink of an Eye. This is Strip the Silence. Thanks for tuning in, Close Look TV.
Thank you.
We're Strip the Silence, and you're watching Close Look TV.
Hashtag YouLab.
Hey!
Hey! Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
Merry Christmas from Strip the Silence into your your home.
That's gonna be our Christmas card.
Can we have the one with the sound?
Yeah. No, it's just let's let elves and all our faces on them. Yeah. Yeah.
Park Avenue West. In Surrey. ParkAvenueLiving.ca.
Brighton College.
Close Look is brought to you by Applewood Kia. Two locations in Surrey and Langley. Applewood Kia.